My exposure to development intervention has been mainly grassroots.
I graduate from the University of Ghana with a background in social work and sociology.
I would want to have an experience with the UN in the future.
It has always been my dream to be a diplomat.
YoLe was a platform for me to learn, for me to network.
I saw it as an opportunity for me to enable myself.
The Youth Fellowship is a one-year fellowship, and we have 16 of them, young people, 11 females and 5 males.
Why do people like Airbnb so much?
The United Nations Secretary General strategy on youth actually asked for inclusion. We decided that we should set up something that will bring them together, so we have the energy of the young people along with the experience of our regular staff.
We initially started with advertising the fellowship program because we wanted to make sure that it was open to all young people in Ghana. We allowed everyone to go through the interview process.
And then they went through a series of rigorous tests, different types of tests. So we picked what we felt was the most optimum in terms of gender, diversity, experience, and areas of work. It's a melange of training and practical application of the training.
So she finally got to go to YoLe Park. Yes.
We took them through a set of very, very important training.
We built their capacities in leadership management, in project management. I mean, they've learned how to behave in the work of public speaking. There have been so many facets of it.
And thereafter, we deployed them to different parts of the office.
They are being deployed at the points to different units of UNFPA, the gender unit, the adolescent and youth unit, the family planning unit. So it gives them a good grasp of what happens in those units.
My colleague Bisola Olapade and I are attached to the reproductive health unit. This unit is responsible for UNFPA supplies, maternal health, midwifery, and most importantly, obstetric fistula.
Bisola and Theodora have helped us to develop drafts, concepts, and also proposals. And these are big documents that require like maybe a whole full month of your time working on it. And so you can imagine without them, that will leave a lot of other work undone. So they have been very helpful.
Okay, then we'll see you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice day.
Okay, bye.
But apart from working with people within the office, they have also clustered among themselves.
The fellowship has 3 teams, which are the outreach team, the management and administration team, and then the media team.
If you want to coordinate a new set of people, it takes a lot of resources in terms of management. But one way in which we have been able to address that was also to say, among the youth fellowship themselves, they have a group there that looks after the logistical and operational requirements.
I'm the head of the management team. We seek to it that all the daily activities of the fellows, whether it be conferences, booking things, we seek to it that, okay. We also suggested a few things, especially with the interior decor and other things with regards to the Innovation Hub, which is now the Orange Loft.
As part of the fellowship, we have the Orange Loft, which actually houses the fellows over here. It's an ultra-modern, very conducive atmosphere to actually work. It's very spacious.
Adversity is the mother of invention. Because we did not have enough space to take them, that is the idea behind having a place like we have, like the Orange Loft. So we also owe it to the challenge of the Youth Fellowship.
Yes. Okay, so Rafael Montinola Salas, born in Bago City, Philippines, was the first head of the United Nations Population Fund. So as part of the media team for the YoLe Fellowship, we are actually 6 in number.
Some of us focus on maybe photography and video editing. Some of us also focus on the writing of the articles. We do have external trainings from different resource persons in terms of photography, videography, and writing skills. But in-house support has been fantastic. So they come to follow up on Angelique's story. I mean, you asked for the pictures the other time, right? And you saw the video. So during our conferences or the other events, we have the opportunity of actually covering the event per photography, videography, and then we develop our stories, news articles, and then human interest stories. We are keen on the human interest stories because we want to actually evoke emotion. We want to see a relatable field in what we do in terms of the work we do and the lives we are touching.
Today we are here at Presec Legon to organize the Health Ambassadors Conference. It's seeking to bring on board young people from different groups in Ghana so that they're able to come together, ideate solutions and pitch ideas also so that it could be implemented in their local communities. So outreaches like this one that we are in, it's something we do regularly as part of the outreach team of the UNFPA Youth Fellows. It's a diversion from the traditional development intervention where it's like top down. But the outreaches, we are looking at a bottom-up approach.
The Youth Fellowship in context and actually in size is what I will actually refer to as a very revolutionary in ideas. Why? We have a staff complement of 30 staff normally. And then, so when you bring in 16 people, that is at least half of the entire office. Then we have been very, very open to taking interns, and that put us in a particular position in which we have what we have never seen before, what I would say I've never seen before across the UN globally, worldwide, because when you say you have 50% of people freshly coming into the office, it also comes with a bit of risk. But we have been fortunate because we have been able to manage it.
We just stay around the neighborhood, and normally after work, this is like the best pedicure and manicure center as far as we are concerned. It's not so big and fancy, but this is where we feel at home. We usually come here, and since we started working, we've had a lot more experiences or a lot more to give back to our community. So you go pass that everywhere. They said you don't know. These boys are young boys, and young girls are also around the community. So we felt it was nice to make them understand some important concepts.
Mobetimi abonko like ombehwe omuhusu yie ewo memasemu senia woni be mada wo benya yare ne ade nti omutu mema no sofo pa omutu mema no sofo na omoba hanso omo ne mrantie na wo area ha nyina omo ne omo bonko mo boys no omo gada omo ne omo bonko mo omo ne mema nyina fa mo kirekire omo adwuma na ni so senia adwuma ne si kofa senia mema no so betimi ahwe omo huso ewo ema semu ne yare a ewo enam. The
fellowship program has opportuned a lot of the fellows to travel around countries in Africa. Some have been to Canada, to the US. A colleague and I, Sarah Boatin, we went to Nigeria for the first National Adolescent Conference on Health and Development. We basically assisted the UNFPA country office in Nigeria to fulfill their part of the conference. One of the things that I learned from the conference was building my networks. The conference was about 300 people. I feel these people will be key to whatever I stand to do in the future.
The young people, they reinforce what we have in the office, and the results that have come out of the activities has boosted in a big way the results, the output indicators that we have in the office. A very critical example of the outstanding support that the Youth Fellowship has brought to the office is a China-Africa conference on population and development that we had.
They were in charge of registration. Some of them were in charge of drafting the program outline, proposing topics, and of course, they were in charge of the social media activities. They were in charge of organizing the participants coming in, airport pickups.
The Youth for Youth Forum, it was solely organized by the Youth Fellows. We didn't even have any contribution to that part of it. And it came out very, very nicely.
I was very proud to see that all the hard work that they had done over the months had kindly come to the point where they could do this all on their own.
I want to work in the area of public health in the future.
So I'm thinking of masters in political science and international relations.
I have applied to 2 schools, LESIAD and Kofi Annan, to do international relations and Master of Arts in conflict, peace and security.
So by the time you finish, you're ready to work in any kind of environment. And I think people who have seen what the fellows are able to do, and I know that really with all that they've gone through, they're going to really make it.
I can tell you that there's evidence even before the end of the fellowship. Now we have a couple of them that have been called by employers to come work with them. And then also there are some of them who have gotten full scholarship to study abroad mostly. So the aims and the objectives are being met.
I'm going to be pursuing a master's degree in public health at the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Services.
I'll be joining University of Bath in UK. They are distance learning master's program in humanitarian studies, conflict and development.
So as part of the Youth Fellowship program, Michael and I were opportune to work with WFP for 2 weeks.
I had 2 of the young men helping me in the Partnership and Communication Unit, which is a very short-staffed unit but has a lot of work to do.
As part of our assignments, they were supposed to come out with 20 tweets out of a document which is made up of 100 pages.
And they teased out the important parts by themselves. For me, it was a very productive, very short time, but it was very, very productive. When they left, I proposed from my unit that in WFP Ghana, we should also take a cue from what UNFPA has started and try and take on one person after the project with UNFPA.
She offered me a 1-year contract to work with them. It was going to serve as a springboard to take me to the next level in my career.
We're hopeful that after this cohort, we will have a bigger youth fellowship, because if you're doing something and it's coming on well, my idea is that you need to raise the bar.